Hello and welcome to 10 Minutes with Taha, where we're going to take your daily roundup of crypto news and this overly caffeinated industry, and we're going to break it down into a distilled and easy to digest form in under 10 minutes for you. So whether it's big news, crazy news, whatever it is, we got you covered here. So let's jump right in. Look at Bitcoin, and we see we went up to 122, and now we're in this consolidation. It's fell down the past few days. We are seeing a recovery today in this. It's popping back up. And obviously, when Bitcoin goes down like this, it's going to bring down the whole squad with it. Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Dogecoin, you name it. And if you're deeper down in your altcoins, those are probably taking a big hit right now. So if we look here, we see that the crypto markets are in a bit of a bloodbath, as we said. And the three main reasons that a lot of the traders are in risk off mode comes from the U.S. jobs report. Obviously, we had the Jerome Powell talk in the Fed meeting that he's holding the rate. Some are hoping that maybe we'll get a cut, but that's not the case. Well, hopefully, we're going to see that happen in September. That's what a lot of people are hoping for. And even that's a toss-up right now. Now, a bit of better news for Coinbase is they recently announced a partnership with JPMorgan Chase. So basically, starting this fall, JPMorgan Chase users can now link their account directly with Coinbase, and they can convert points to USDC and buy crypto with their credit cards and reward points, apparently. Okay, now for one of the weirdest headlines of this past few days. Trump ordered 2 nuclear submarines close into Russia. Global tensions equals market fears equals a crypto dump. Basically, when Trump moves submarines in, Bitcoin moves candles. Next up, Japan's parliament member apparently just bought $1 million of Bitcoin. Because nothing screams, trust me, I know what I'm doing, by converting your government paychecks into Satoshis. Just imagine if US senators aped into Bitcoin instead of ETFs named after dead birds. Next up, Ethereum lost $152 million, but that's after billions and billions of dollars of accumulation. So when you just look at the headline, it says 150 million out. But if you dig deeper, it says this is after 5.4 billion in. Next up, it's the ETF, and the ETFs are seeing nothing but outflows for the most part. Fidelity basically said, I'm out. We just had Bitcoin bleed $196 million in the past 4 days. And of course, Fidelity is out here treating like it's a Tinder date that's gone bad. And Fidelity's basically like, no, I'm out. ETH, meanwhile, pulled a little bit of a rebound, and it pulled $73 million in inflows. ETH, of course, being the only altcoin with daddy issues and institutional approval. Looking quickly here at liquidations. So since August 1st, we've had over $350 million in liquidation. And somewhere there's a guy who lost his wedding ring and his Binance login at the same time. And some breaking news right here, and some big news. So the US might actually be prepping for a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And this new Federal Reserve report says that funds from future gold revaluations could be used to buy the Bitcoin. Yeah, the same government that called this magic internet money now wants to apparently make it a national asset. Pretty bullish. Last up, some pretty big breaking news today. China takes the first step in unbanning crypto. So they're launching their first stablecoin. Now from China, we've seen bans, rebans, unbans, bans, and now it's like stablecoin. Yeah, that's good. We're going to go ahead with it. And China banning and unbanning crypto is kind of like that one toxic ex that bans you and blocks you every week, but then hits you right back up and says, hey, what's up? With the most boomer-friendly crypto news. And this just might be one of the biggest news articles of the year. So President Trump just signed an executive order, and I quote, you know what? Let's throw Bitcoin into your 401k. Yep, so crypto is now officially part of your retirement plan. Because nothing quite says, let's secure our future, like dog coins, altcoins, and a wallet you forgot your seed phrase to. So let's talk a little bit about this order, because it's the biggest news yet. So the order basically tells the US Labor Department to reanalyze rules on alternative investments like crypto, private equity, real estate, and retirement accounts. Imagine explaining to your grandma that part of her pension is now staked into a meme coin named Butt. Even the SEC and the Treasury Secretary are stepping in to make this happen. It's kind of like asking your strictest teacher to help DJ your graduation party. And yeah, they're bringing glow sticks. So this could unlock over $12 trillion in assets to flow into accounts. Yeah, that's trillion with a T, like Tether or Taha. So the year is now 2050. You retire at 65, and your crypto 401k is worth about $8 million. But the kicker here is you can't access it because you saved it on a USB drive and labeled it do not touch, but your little nephew used it for Fortnite. So in all seriousness, let's talk about why this matters, and it's not just another headline. So this over $12 million of retirement capital, that's the size of all the 401ks out there and similar plan funds. It's just a fraction of this flows into crypto. It could dwarf all previous institutional inflows combined. I mean, it's just absolutely massive for the industry. Just imagine your grandma checking her 401k balance and yelling, "Who the hell is Pepe and why is this down 90%? Now let's see who's stepping up next, and it's El Salvador. So apparently El Salvador is building the first Bitcoin bank. You remember them, right? The first country that made Bitcoin a legal tender before your mom figured out what an NFT was. And now they're launching a government-backed Bitcoin bank. This is not some shady Telegram rug pull. This is a real functioning Salvadorian bank backed on Bitcoin. Yeah, they're going full on Switzerland, but crypto style, just with more volcanoes and less fondue and chocolate. So while other countries are yelling, "Hey, crypto, this is black magic," El Salvador's out here putting their eyes on the balance sheet. And somewhere, just somewhere, Janet Yellen just heard a disturbance in the fiat. And we got analysts now targeting 6,800 for ETH. I heard from different places, 7,000 to 8,000 is kind of the next level. If we hold past this 4,000, which it looks like we are for the time being. And we want to get into one thing here. And here's the thing. ETH is not mooning just for the frog pictures on memes. It's really the main backbone of DeFi. And with the smart contract abilities, you got institutions eyeing on it. They're poking around with it. They're diving in deep with it right now. The banks are eyeing it like a side hustle that they want to understand. We're talking some major institutional adoption here, some major whales jumping in, and we also got the ETFs that are pushing some big demand into this. But let's also be real. Ethereum is never really meant to be your daily coffee money. In other words, nobody's going to Starbucks and essentially paying for their coffee with Ethereum to wait 3 minutes for the transaction to go through and pay $57 in gas. No, that's not happening. And just as a reminder, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this chart. Phase 1 Bitcoin, then it flows into Ethereum. I'd say we're in this zone right here. We are seeing a little bit coming to the large caps, but it's mainly the show is now Ethereum and previously Bitcoin. So the next phase, we can be going into the phase 3 and phase 4, where we do see the big boom in altcoins. Of course, we do need to see that Bitcoin dominance have a big drop. It's been hovering around that 60%. It does show a good trajectory that it's going down. Once it does go down, all you altcoin holders are going to be happy. But for now, if you're still holding mainly altcoin bags and don't have any Bitcoin or Ethereum, you're probably still flipping burgers, and you need to keep flipping them for a little bit. That's it for today's 10 minutes with Taha. If you laughed, hated this, or just about whatever emotion that you had, please leave a comment below. I'll try to roast you tomorrow. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. It means so much to me. Stay sharp, and I'm rooting for you. And remember, none of this is financial advice unless it works. And if it does, then I told you so. See you tomorrow.